Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to the Bad League, Bad Pods show. It's been a few weeks. I am Zach Fuller. I'm the driver of the Cessna Monte Carlo, and I'm here with my co-host Ben Dunn. Ben, what were you driving this week? I don't even remember.
Oh, I had the Batman Pfizer car. The Batman.
Okay,
Yeah, I was
lovely.
rocking. Yeah, I was,
Is that an actual
found
scheme,
some.
or is that like a
I think so.
really?
Yeah, I think so. I was going
Good
through. I
looking.
was grabbing a bunch of old Mark Martin schemes and throwing them in there, and I came across that one and was like, yeah, that's a perfect night race car. Throw the
Yeah,
bat signal up.
I like it. Yeah.
So I'm the driver of the number 4 multiple sponsors car, Miller Lite mainly. It's Miller Town.
You're in the Taurus.
Mm-hmm.
Is
Mm-hmm.
it a Taurus?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ford's gonna be pissed if you don't say that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. How could I forget?
We raced at Kansas last night. I was able to get the win. One of
Yeah.
my
Good stuff, dude.
more satisfying victories. My 30th win, which also I'm very happy about. Um, of those, I wanted to quiz you on this. Of those, how many do you think are road course wins? Of those 30,
12.
I believe it's 14.
Damn, I was close.
Yeah, that is close.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Actually, I have the road course stats here. This is not very professional, but
It's
13
fine.
of them are road courses.
Okay. We met in the we'll meet in
Yeah,
the middle. Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
13 of them are road courses. So I am, versatile. Anyways,
A merchant. I'm
yeah.
sorry. You say that.
Well, more than half are ovals. Um, yeah, I am a road course merchant as well, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
that race reminded me a lot of like the ARCA car and the truck. It was pretty weird. Like clean air was a huge deal.
I think it was not like what it was. Definitely not what we kind of expected
No,
going into
not
it.
at all.
I think I did kind of give a shout prior of like, hey, I think this is going to be a little more racy and Michigan like than everybody thinks, but I didn't think it was going to be like that. I thought it was going to be like I thought we'd have a little drafting pack for, I don't know, 10 laps, 12 laps. And then once tires started to fall off, we'd have some comers and goers, but it was just kind of like, it was almost like for a while there, it felt like we were doing, follow the leader. Everybody was like kind of waiting to see
Yeah,
what would happen with the tires. And then like
yeah,
nothing really happened. Very very spot on with how the Gen 4 used to race here for
yeah,
sure.
exactly. It was
Yeah.
super realistic. It was weird. Like I know you and me pretty much had the same strategy there at the beginning of the race. Like
Hmm.
we were driving so slow. Like at least I felt like I was driving insanely slow to try
Oh
and
yeah, I
just
was and I
manage
was
the
like letting
tires.
people by. Like
Yeah,
I was, yeah, I was not trying to kill the tires at all. I was doing everything I could to not.
yeah, and then we had a caution with about 100 laps to go, I think, and that ended up being the second to last caution. It was almost the last caution. Then we got one with like 8 to go, but um, Brandon and I split that, and yourself as well, split that one in half, pretty much.
Yep.
Um, and that was the right call because I ended up in first. Brandon ended up right behind me, and I don't know what happened to you. I think you had a slow pit stop or something.
You're talking about under green?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, yeah. I had that
Okay.
I had a slow stop. I was gonna try and I heard Brandon come in. I heard you come in, and I knew I didn't have a car to win, and I was thinking about getting trying to get a bonus point. But when I crossed the line, I had 1.2 laps left, and I was like, you know what? Like even like, or I'm sorry, when I would have had like 1.2 left
Right.
when you pit. So like I didn't want to run the risk of coming around and sputtering down pit lane
Yeah.
just to try and get a bonus point. I
Right.
didn't see that it was worth it, so I figured I would just I pit there with you. And it sucks because I think I was just really bad on the entry into the stall because I gained a little bit of time
I
on
saw that.
you
Yeah.
on the actual pit entry itself. Like I felt like I was really good on entry, and then getting into the stall, I kind of just farted around and didn't get in as quick as and efficient as I should have, and then it turned out slow stop. But another thing also before that, I think you and I also were on the same strategy early,
Yes.
where when we were really holding back and trying to get those tires, and we had that, it was like a 9 or 10 lap caution. I think we both went down and got fuel because we were like, let's
Yes.
see what happens with the strategy here and will this help us? I think we were like 10th and 11th at the time, so I think it didn't really
That's what
matter
it
if it
is.
didn't
Yeah.
work. And then by the time that like one of those cautions came out, it totally just kind of threw that for a loop. It would have been kind of interesting to see us be able to run, 8 or 9 laps further and see what that kind of turned into.
Yeah.
I don't think it would have shortened us a stop or anything like that, but I
No.
think it could have been a little, just a little something to keep an eye on. If we were able to turn that into something, but
Well, we
that
did
never.
under the green flag pit stop. We did have to wait on fuel because you and I ran it out.
Yeah,
So,
that's true. I did. I
so if
did.
if if it did go green, you would think on one of the stops maybe we wouldn't have to wait on fuel. I don't know.
No, that's a
We
good point
we would have
because
had to stop twice either way. So
yeah, that's a good point. We may have been able to shave a little bit of time off though. That's I didn't even think about that. We may have been able to shave some time off and
yeah,
not have to wait on fuel because I was surprised when they dropped the jack and I'm still sitting there and I'm like, what the hell's going on? And
yeah.
then I didn't even realize that I still had to wait on fuel. So um, yeah, it was a good attempt by us at strategy,
I mean,
but
when you're at the back, there's really nothing to lose anyway. So why not?
exactly,
Why not try something?
exactly.
Maybe it'll help you out later on. When we did come out of the green flag stops, I went out and set the fastest lap. Owen later ended up taking it from me, as he does. But set the fastest lap and then kind of cooled down a little bit, and then I was catching the top two pack, which was Combs and Jack, and ended up passing them. I was thinking about just sitting behind them and saving the tires for a little bit, but I was like, you know what? Let me get the clean air because it does seem like the clean air is going to be beneficial. And then something
Yeah.
really weird happened in that last run. I thought it was weird anyway. Um, Hoffman like backed off. Dylan backed off like 2.5 seconds, and I was thinking like, oh man, the last 20 laps of this race, he is going to blow by us because I thought he was saving like crazy. But it turns out, and after the race, we found out that, or when that caution came out, we found out that he was actually short on fuel anyway. So maybe that's why he
Yeah.
was saving. But he said that he like lost the draft to us. Like he saved for a little bit, then he was trying to get back up to us, but he couldn't because he had lost the draft. Like that is crazy at Kansas in the Gen 4. That really
Also,
shouldn't play a factor in my eyes.
like a very kind of similar thing that I experienced was on that first run. I think, or the longest run we had, I think it was like 42 laps or something like that. Um, the car like from 30 to 38 or 39, like it felt awful. Like it was just like completely gone. And all of a sudden, the last like 3 laps of the run before I pit, it started to feel like almost better than it did before. It started to feel like it was on like 10 laps. Like I felt way better on 40 lap tires than I did on like 30 lap tires. And I was just
Yeah.
like, how in the hell is this working out? Like it got through that cycle and towards the end of the fuel run, and it really felt like it was better. And I was just like, I was very confused at that, and as well as like you said, some of the other things. And I know Jack and Dylan both were short on fuel. I know Jack took a risk, and then Dylan just kind of followed him,
Yeah, they pitted
saying that he
pretty early.
would trust his strategy call, and
I
you
think they
know,
pitted with like 57 laps to go or something, and I feel like the fuel run's like 52 maybe.
yeah. And when I heard them say that, I was kind of like, I was looking at the times, and I'm like, okay. Jack was pretty locked in last night, so he wasn't talking a whole lot. I think we all were pretty locked in. That was a
Yeah.
very quiet channel last night. Like the quiet channel was extra quiet. We were laser
Yeah, and
focused.
it's so weird because like I said at the beginning, we were not driving fast at all. Like I think we were on
Mm-mm.
like lap 30 or 40. I'm like, why are we so locked in? Because I felt that too. Like I was super focused. But
I,
um
I think for me too, like I felt like I think I was just laser locked in because like I didn't like running the high side last night. I tried it at a couple points, and yeah, you were able to get a little bit faster, but like you could almost feel the heat generating those tires
Yeah.
and how loose it got. Even on our last like 7 lap run at the end of the race, I was trying to go top because I was just thinking all speed. I don't care about tires,
Hmm.
and even then, I was like the last 2 laps, I'm like struggling to get around the place. So I felt a lot more comfortable on the bottom, and I think that just required a lot more of my attention to get
Sure.
in there and get that thing down on the white line. And later in the runs, I was even using the white line a little bit. Um,
Oh,
able to, yeah, right about the middle of the corner. I was able to just kind of clip it a little bit and get a little turn. I was using a combination of a little light braking, and I think it's funny. I told some people earlier in the week that I was using the brakes, and I think they thought that I was like very heavily braking. When I said I was using the brakes, like on my little chart, it was a tiny little spike at like 5%, and that's all I needed to get the car turned and get
yeah.
it down to the bottom. Like and I was able to take a little faster entry, save some tire a little bit,
Yeah.
and really hold that line. So I think that's why I was laser focused, was because I was doing everything I could to just paint that white line every single lap
Yeah.
and save as much as I could. Um, and I think I wound up finishing exactly where I thought I would be, sixth or seventh. I think I could think I could say I was the sixth fastest car. I think the only person maybe put Owen above me, and with Donnelly and I flip a coin.
As
But
always.
unfortunately, I got into Owen early on, and I was pretty pissed about that. I was racing him tight, and we had like a good little battle. He was coming through. We had some better tires, and it was like BC, him, and some other guys, and I was really, really, really tight on his left corner panel, quarter panel going through the corner, and we had just enough of a mini little checkup and back off that I got into him, and it didn't even get him around. It just got him up, and then he just passenger side door on the wall, so it didn't bring out a caution or anything. I was happy to see him get that last lucky dog and still bring it home ninth, but
Yeah.
obviously I hate doing that. I don't really, uh, I've had a couple of those already this season, and I
Hmm.
don't really do that often. So, a little upsetting for me there, and I couldn't have been more sorry to Owen after the race, and um, I think on your stream somewhere, I was fucking livid when it happened. Like I just couldn't
I
believe I
was
did
right
it, man.
behind it, but I didn't really see what happened.
Yeah, to the naked eye, it looks like I just drove it in there and wrecked him. There was a little bit of a checkup, but again, it was all on me because I was tight and got into him and didn't catch the checkup in time. So that was unfortunate. I don't think I had any other real run-ins on the track. I think everything else was pretty calm and tame. I know that we had one of the cautions was like a Brandon Jack racing each other hard situation. It sounded like they talked it out over the
Yeah.
after the race. I don't know. At one point, I heard Brandon say, "All right, Jax, let's get into this. What happened on the front stretch?" And I was like, "I'm going downstairs." And I just, I think,
Oh, I didn't. I
I'm
didn't
going,
hear that.
I'm going downstairs. I'm going to go drink a beer and stand in the driveway for a minute and cool off a little.
I didn't get to hear
Let me,
that.
just in case. But no, it seemed like everything was fine, and
Well, they were
you know,
racing hard for second because that was on the long run where I went to the lead and Brandon was right behind me for a long time and I was legitimately like arrow blocking to keep the lead.
yeah,
I mean, I had a few lap pressure tires and
classic Gen 4 stuff.
yeah, right. I mean,
Yeah, air
I
blocking.
the thing was in 3 and 4 I could run the bottom and Brandon would be behind me and I felt like as long as I could take his air away, it was going to be fine. And then I would run the bottom in 1 and 2 to save the tires, but if he was close, I would run the top and then he just can't do anything cuz the top was fast. That was how I kept the lead on that last restart as well. I just ran the top like every lap in 1 and 2. But
Yeah,
I was in front of them. Jack got around Brandon, and same thing. I was just aero blocking. And I think that kind of heated up Jack's tires more than he wanted, and so Brandon got back around him, or they were side by side at least. And yeah, that was when they had their incident. I went back and watched it in the rearview mirror of my stream, but I still didn't really understand what happened. I think it was
from
just a case of like merging up off the apron and running
yeah,
the guy
I
tight. I
think
can't
like
remember who was on the inside or outside, but
I think from from like what I caught real quick before I ran away when they started talking about it, it sounded like Jack was because initially, like in our group chat, it sounded like uh this was like not a mutual thing. Like it was kind of like Jack was like I kind of got the vibe of like someone turned someone right.
Right.
Like I didn't realize it was like a racing incident until after the fact. And I think what Jack said was that he got tight and up into the wall, bounced off of it, and like it's I could be completely wrong, but it seems to me like it was a situation where Brandon was coming up off the corner naturally. Jack got into the wall, bounced off. They got together. Incident happened, right?
Yeah.
So just it sounds like it was a racing incident. I think everything's all good. Um, I think all of our incidents last night wound up on the all good side. Uh,
No beef.
where yeah, Owen and I are cool, and I think those two are good, and I don't think anything else really happened too badly. We have real quick just to get to this. We've talked about our top three guys. So yourself, Jack, Brandon
Yeah.
is our podium. Dylan brings it home in fourth. Dylan ran a good race. Like you said, late with that strategy, he kind of shot himself in the foot
I
having
think something happened to
to
him on the restart though, because we had the restart with 2 to go, and he was on my outside in second. Um,
Hmm.
Now I did
I
get
wonder if he realized
I
that
did get the
early on.
restart of my life. Like
Yeah.
I was clear by like a car length by the time we got to the line, but I think something else must have happened for him to fall down to fourth.
Yeah, but good race for him.
Yeah,
Fifth place
good
running out
run.
the top five. Jared, great drive by Jared. He hasn't been around doing this oval. It always amazes me. He's he could come from not being around. He could take a whole year off of damn oval racing, which maybe he has. Maybe it's close to that. But he could take like a whole year off and just come back and he's
Back
got
to
this
back top
figured out.
fives for Jared.
Yeah, just a great drive by him. I saw the tide ride up front. Most of the race. I know he was hanging out right around the top three with you guys for most of the races, all from what I
Yeah,
could see. So a good finish there for Jared as well. Like you said, back to back top fives. He led 13 laps and had average running position of 3.1. So it sounds like I was right that yeah, he was up there quite a bit.
yeah.
Um, having a good drive there, but yeah, a good little top five there. A couple guys finished multiple laps down. Judd Austin didn't have a great night for themselves. I know Devin had some tough luck early on, but grinded it out. Even though he's multiple laps down, he was grinding it out. Sabatino at one point I know was what looked like he was having a hard time with the car. I don't know if he didn't have a set of tires or something, but at one
Uh,
point he was kind of very slow.
I got some
Um,
insight on that. Jack told me Sabatino was running a 10-to-1 steering ratio,
oh, that's a tire destroyer.
and yeah, so that's why. Because remember he pitted, and he was like, "Yeah, my right front was on like 17% or whatever he said." I can't remember what he
Yeah,
said, but
dude. Yeah.
when he said that, I was like, "Good lord, that is a lot of wear." But
Yeah, I think the
that's
lowest I got
why.
was 48. I think I had 48.60 on the long run. I think that's what I was at, which or 48.70. It wasn't that low. I rode the right front pretty hard, but it wasn't that low.
Yeah. Um.
But let's let's see. I think we have some Combs polls to discuss. Let's
Yes,
see.
we
I
do.
got the results here. Let me bring that up. We'll discuss the Combs polls, and then we can recap the last 2 weeks that we've missed prior quickly, and
Yeah.
go through points and stuff. Just to kind of make up for lost time. We've been some. You've been learning how to fly planes, and
Just a bit.
I've been really busy. Dylan and I've been slammed at work, so let's see.
Real life
Come,
podcasters.
yeah. Podcasters with day jobs, yeah. Yeah. First, Brandon. First comes poll. The driver of the week. Fuller, you got a dominating win there with 6 votes,
I could be wrong.
60% of the vote.
I could be wrong, but I think this is my first time winning that vote. Um,
Oh, wow, congratulations!
I could be wrong about that. Um, I might have won the Charlotte one, but yeah. I mean, I didn't vote on
There has to
this.
be a
Maybe this is going to come off as pretty arrogant. I didn't vote on it because I thought I was the driver of the week. Like
mm,
the way I managed the
you should be able to
race.
do that. You know.
I I I don't know. I kind of like the don't vote for yourself, but I mean, the way I managed the race was uncharacteristically good, like compared to everybody else. I feel like
Yeah.
most of the time, Jack, Owen, and or Brandon and Dylan as well are better than me at managing these oval races, and yeah, I don't know. I felt really good about how that went. So
Yeah, but like I said, 6 votes there. You got 60% of the vote. The only other votes that came in, Jack got 2 of them. And then I voted for Jared just because I thought he drove a hell of a race for the amount of time he's had off. And like you
yeah,
said, back to back top fives. And it was 2 good weeks for him. So I put my vote in for him. And then shout out to Aaron for voting for me. Um, Thanks, Aaron. Appreciate
lovely
you
stuff.
voting the 6th place car as the driver of the week. Next up, we have our idiot of the week. So random nominations. I'm going to run through these first, and then we'll run through the votes. So, wow, I didn't. Fuck me, I guess. So the random nominees for the week he chose were Austin, myself, Devin, BC, Sabatino, and Judd. And the winner with 4 votes and 44%, tight little vote here, Austin Bloom.
What did he do?
Um, I don't really think he did anything idiotic because I think all of his issues that he had were like himself.
Right.
I mean, he was a little loose and a little like, squirrely at times. But I mean, if you just kind of avoided him, it was okay. But he got in there late, didn't have a ton of practice, so
Yeah.
I was kind of anytime I was around him, I would kind of just expecting that, right? I was giving him a little extra room because I was like, well, he just got here during qualifying, so he doesn't have a lot of laps in this car on the track. So I don't know if those are people voting uh, just because it's funny to vote for Austin because it's kind of funny, but I don't think that's a very deserving idiot of the week.
Well,
Unless we missed something. Maybe he caused a wreck that we don't know. Who were the voters? Owen, Brandon, Devin, Donnelly. Maybe there's something there we don't know about.
maybe he did something and all those guys saw it. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't
I've
think he brought out like a caution that ruined anything. Like the late caution was Jack and Brandon, right? So like I don't think there
yeah.
was a caution that screwed up at the race or anything. I don't know. But congrats, Austin. You're the idiot of the week with 4 votes, and I hope you took note of who I just said voted for you, so you can
I don't think it
do what you
matters.
want with that. I had 3 votes, so lucky
So
me.
I voted for
Oh,
you because of the Owen incident. I didn't have anybody else to vote
that's
for.
fine. Yeah,
So
that's cool. I get it. That's me. I voted for the person I voted for just because of one minor thing because I didn't have anyone else to vote for. So
right.
let's see. Devin got a vote from Travis. I'm thinking there's a little incident there that involved that, and then Sabatino got a vote. The only reason I voted for him was just because we were passing some lapped cars at some point in the race, and is on like the straightaway, and he just got a little swerve. Like one car pass. I don't know. I think what happened was I think he just didn't know there were 2 cars there because whoever was
Right.
in front of me passed him low, and then I followed the person by, and he kind of just moved a little left, and we went door to door. And in the heat of the moment, I was like, "What are we doing?" I was like freaked out, but
Oh, I
I was
remember
like,
that.
yeah. Later on, I understood. I think what happened there, but that's the only reason that I voted for him. I don't really think he's an idiot. Sab, if you're listening, I don't think you're an idiot, really. But
There
go
was a moment in the
Teddy
race
Roosevelt.
with a lapped car. I can't remember who it was, and it didn't affect me, but we were racing for the win, like with 20 to go, and this person went like 3 wide middle between Brandon and Jack.
Oh,
And
it was Devin. I heard Jack ask about
okay,
that.
was it Devin?
Yep,
But
yep. And
I don't really think he was gonna be able to catch the car in front of him, and there
yeah,
was no one behind him. So like that happens in
maybe just
racing.
trying to get a lap back. He was like multiple laps
Yeah, it
back.
could that
And I
could
think he
be
had
like
fresher tires too.
he did have fresher tires for sure, but
Yeah,
and if he's trying to get a lap back, I guess that kind of excuses it. But
yeah,
um, yeah, I don't know. Just
yeah.
public
Three
service,
wide's a bold move, but at the
public
same
service
time, hey,
announcement.
like
Like when
I
they're
get it.
racing for the win, I know you want to get your lap back, but that can be like. I mean,
Yeah,
let's say you're in that position. You don't want a lapped car coming and ruining your race for the win. I mean,
yeah, of course.
if you're 3 laps down and you're trying to get 1 lap back, it's like there's 20 to go. These guys are racing for the win. I don't know.
But
I
hey,
don't mean to
also,
call people out,
I
but
can see the flip side of I want my damn lap back because there's a chance if I get this lap back and then we have just 2 cautions, I'm back in lead lap,
sure.
right? Like so
Yeah.
every little bit counts. So I can see the flip side there. I can see both sides. Um, you know, I understand the frustration with the 3 wide race in there, but I also understand Devin's side of it. So I'm kind of right down the middle with that.
Yeah.
As I also have to be kind of but
Obviously,
you
right.
know but no, yeah, I understand both sides there.
I was not affected by it, so it's not gonna change my life. But I will say, like, it doesn't have to be Devin specifically. Like, whoever that is, getting in
yeah,
the middle of Brandon and Jack there, Brandon and Jack are definitely not gonna forget about that, right?
yep,
So like, if you're in that position and the roles are reversed, like, you're not gonna get any breaks cut. That's the
yeah.
I think the point I want to make is like, I don't know,
I think
weigh your
also
options.
this was just another weird thing with how this car raced. Like in any world, Devin on fresher tires should have no problem getting by those guys. And I think I think
Right. The
he
pace
probably
the pace was
was because
close.
this yeah, aero blocking and if they're too wide, now they're really creating some dirty air for him. So he's getting held like it was just
He's got to
it's
go at
weird.
some point.
So
I get that. Yeah.
yeah, so like, I think I understand the part of like, hey, like, I'm trying to get by in any way possible. And like if this three wide is the only way that I can do it,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to go, man. Like I think he had the intention of getting out of the way, right? Like I
Right.
want to just get by this battle. I have new tires. Get me the hell out of the way and get me away from these guys. Like I don't think he had any intention of getting involved in
Yeah,
that.
and to be fair to
Um
him, when Jack like said something, he was like, "I waited like 3 laps."
mhm.
So, and I
Exactly. So
didn't see that.
that's kind of the context clues that I'm using to make the
Right.
assumption that he was trying on these newer tires, and in his mind he's saying I should be able to pass these guys with no
Right.
problem, and I'm not having any luck in doing so. Like I don't really think he was sitting there saying you guys won't let me by because that's not what to expect as a lapped guy, right? But
Yeah.
at the same time, like he probably was definitely thinking like why can I not pass these people? I'm
Yeah, that's
on
fair.
newer tires,
It
like
was
you know
a
what I mean?
weird
So
it was a weird race in that regard.
yeah, so um yeah, so that's that. That's probably why he no, just kidding. Yep, he got I was looking at the wrong poll there. Next poll, tough luck of the week. Um our tough luck candidates were Austin, Judd, Devin, and Sabatino. Judd with a commanding 67% of the votes wins that for the tough luck. I
I
don't
can't
know
remember what
100%
happened.
what happened.
No, I
I
can't
know
remember
that
either.
like
Oh, I think
he had a tough race.
I think he stayed out on the caution with 100 to
Mm,
go, and it ended up
yeah.
going green. I think that's what that
Yep.
was. Which usually is
That's
not tough luck, but I mean that's just like a strategy call that was wrong.
yeah,
But
yeah,
I guess we didn't really have a whole lot of tough luck this week, so
yeah. The other votes were uh Devin received three of them. One of them was himself. One of them was Aaron. One of them was me. I don't remember why I voted. Uh oh, probably because early on, anytime I hear someone say like within the first 15 laps, like I'm multiple laps down, and then you tough out the rest of the race, like
you
good
got to
on
earn
you.
something.
And
Yeah.
that's I think that's where my vote came from was because it's like very easy to just get those couple laps down and then just call it quits, but he grinded it out and was able to finish above Judd and Austin because of it. So, and he was only a lap away from getting past Sabatino. So,
Mm,
he was grinding, he was doing his best. So shout out to him for that. Tough luck for whatever got him in that situation. I'm guessing it was probably one of the early cautions.
yeah.
And last vote was this a good race? And not a single person said no. Everyone said yes. So, um,
Beautiful stuff.
at least there's that. We did seem to put on a good show, even though we kind of thought it was a little weird and a little more racy than we expected. Um, but also that's kind of something that everybody now gets to remember heading into these other mile and a halfs, right? Like
Yeah.
I think heading into this week, Jack said that Kansas we're going to get back to the norm and kind of get spread out, and we didn't see much of that at all. So um, maybe a little bit further back in the pack, but the leaders still seem pretty racy, pretty drafty.
Yeah, the question for me is I'm just looking at the schedule here. Our next mile and a half is Chicagoland. Um but that's a 4 p.m. race. Okay. I can't see the temperatures on here, but I'm assuming it's probably going to be
I guess
pretty
Darlington kind
hot.
of counts as like a mile and a half.
Yeah, but Darlington I think will
A
be
little
spread
different.
out, right? Like
Yeah.
no matter what car. I mean, even when we raced the trucks there, it got pretty spread out. So,
Mm-hmm.
um Chicagoland is like the next true like intermediate, and I I I feel like it being a day race and probably pretty hot, it will not be similar to Michigan or Kansas, and Chicagoland's super worn out. right?
Yes.
So we'll
Yes.
see, but yeah, I don't know.
I
This
do think
this
it
was
has. I
the
do think it
temperature
has
didn't definitely like played into the oddness of this the way the package
Mhm.
was.
Yeah, and I think we just kind of, um, you know, I think we can. Personally, I think we can kind of expect the same thing because if we're in the afternoon, we still got a good little bit of grip. We're gonna start the race on a 20% worn track, which is 10% less than what we started this one on. So we're gonna start with about same wear on the track, and it does have similar lanes, just like, or
Yeah,
I'm sorry, it's similar to Kansas in the fact that it has multiple lanes. So part of me is kind of expecting very similar early in the runs. I think because of what you said that it's bumpy and a lot older of a
sure.
surface, I do think we'll see some wear happen faster there.
Right.
Um and spread out a little quicker, but you never know, man. Like
You really
I
don't
think
with
yeah,
the
we
way
all
this
kind of
car
thought
is.
that with Kansas here and you know, we didn't see it. So um yeah, that's I think with what we've seen so far, Rockingham, Michigan, Kansas, like those races, I think we are in for a treat for the rest of the season.
Yeah, it's gonna be it'll be close racing. I just pulled up the weather report. It's 73 degrees for Chicagoland, so that's not
That makes sense.
super
Yep.
super hot. So we'll see. Yeah, I mean it could be similar. I mean, from a spectator standpoint, I feel like that race was pretty exciting. I mean, with how close everybody was, like going into that green flag pit stop, those top four were all over each other, and you and me were right behind them. So I mean,
Yeah.
it was close racing for sure. Um, Before we move on to the standings, I do just want to highlight a story that has been going on this season. Um, Judd is having like maybe the worst start to a season any of the regulars have ever had. Like, and a lot of it is not his own doing, but he is 18th in points with 23 total points on the season. Um,
Jeez.
his best finish is seventh at Rockingham. Like, what is happening?
I'm not sure. I know that he's been caught up in some incidents for
Multiple
sure.
incidents, yeah.
Yeah, are really not helping. So the combination of multiple incidents and then with what happened last night, an unlucky strategy call, a risk taken that did not pay off.
Yeah.
So I think it's just a combination of those things that has not really helped him a lot.
I mean,
But
like, he's got 21 points of his best three races, and we have one race to go before this tournament, and he's in 18th. Like, he could legitimately miss the bracket.
mm,
That is something nobody would have predicted, like at all.
no, not at all. No, definitely not
Um,
at all.
I mean, we would
The
probably think
only
he'd be like
thing
the top 7 or 8 seed.
I just did some quick research because I had a thought, and the only thing, yep, I thought maybe my truck season 11, could rival it, but I was able to manage 32 points through the first 5 races on Sim Racer Hub. He is at 23, so that's tough.
Yeah,
And that's with the same scoring system. So yeah, he's off to a rough start. He had a little bit of a rough start last season. It really came around at the end of the season. So
that is true.
I definitely am not ruling out the fact that he's going to get it together and I think he last season he rebounded better than anybody. I have a feeling he'll do the same thing this season. You know, just like I seriously think it went from bad luck in the first two to just unlucky strategy calls, and then that's that, right? So
Yeah,
um, yeah, that's tough for him there, but like I said, I believe that he can, will his way to bounce back here. Uh, and yeah, you know,
I hope so. I hope so. It's been a rough one to get the season started. So
it has.
we will definitely have to keep an eye on that. Moving into the points, do we want to go over what the bracket matchups would be?
I'm kind of going that right now. So if you filibuster here, I'll get some official matchups going here.
Yeah. So I can say that I believe it's the last 15 races. Yeah, the last 15 races, only 4 drivers have won. Um, that's something I put in the stat report every week, but it's Hoffman and Drucker have each won 4. Um, Owen and I have each won 3. So does that math work out? Actually, I think Hoffman's won 5. So it has just been like a revolving door of us 4. Um, no rhyme intended there. The
Like that.
I mean, I would really like to see somebody else get up there and win. I feel like this car has the potential to produce that, but even if you go back further than the last 15 races, if you do the last 24 races, it's still only those 4 except for one win by Brandon at Bristol and Travis at Daytona. So, and you can even go back to season 11, and actually Brandon has a couple of wins there at the end of the season. So,
I think we've
and
definitely had
Austin
some
as well.
people that had some opportunities. Dare I say, I felt I had a pretty good chance at Michigan until getting caught up in some wrecks.
Yeah,
So like I think the possibilities are there. I think we just get to a point where the cream rises, and there's only so much we can do about that, right? Like,
yeah.
these guys are.
I think it's just like it's super interesting, right? Because the longer this goes on, and I don't think it'll last the whole season. Um, I hope it doesn't. But it's like who is gonna break that streak? Like you're on a pretty long winless streak. Donnelly is, Judd is. Um, Jared says he's gonna race like most of the rest of the season. He's had some great speed this season already. Like, um,
I think that's the guy who will do it,
you
in
think
my opinion.
Jared? That's a solid
Yeah,
prediction. Yeah.
yeah. I think if anyone can, it'll be him. I have some speed, but I don't know that I have winning speed just yet. Um, for me, it's kind of got to be like a perfect storm of track and you know all that stuff. But yeah, my pick would definitely be. I think Jared can go get him one.
Yeah, and a point on Jared is he missed the first 3 races of the season. Um, but he's come here and gotten 2 back-to-back top fives. So if he races every race of the season, he will have a complete score. I mean, he could legitimately have a good points finish as well. So um, yeah, that's a good shout to get that win. Um, I mean, just going down the list again, I know I said Judd and Donnelly, like those guys are good. Austin, Cody, like they haven't had a win in a while.
Yeah, and those are two guys who are like they're definitely good for just a rattling off a random surprise win, right?
Yeah,
Like those guys are definitely good for that. Um, and I wouldn't be surprised if either one of those can find a way, as well. Especially Austin. I mean, all Austin needs is a late restart because like he has some of the greatest damn short run speed
agreed.
at
Yeah.
anybody. Like when Austin has free will to just destroy tires and be fast, he can do it, right?
Well,
So
he's driven
a
up and taken the
situation.
lead a few times this season, just doing that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So, I don't put it past him to be able to go out and do that. And same with Cody. I mean, Cody and I kind of very similar where it's got to be a good formula of car and track for us to have a chance, but when we do get that formula, it's like we're there, right? We're in the
Yeah.
mix. It's um I definitely could see that happen. And then I'd like to change that myself, I don't see it happening in Sonoma, but I'm a huge fan,
Well, you never know.
uh, of the mile and a half. I'm a big fan of Darlington.
Yeah.
Where I feel comfortable at my adopted home track. Um, so all right, I do have some bracket updates. I will run through
Let's
the
hear it.
matchups right now. So round one, Darlington, the way it stands right now, heading into Sonoma. Some things can obviously change after Sonoma, but here's where we are right now. Our 1-16 matchup is Jack versus Austin. This is all based off of
And
your
this would
scoring
start
matrix.
at Darlington.
Yes, this is all
Yeah,
based off of your scoring matrix where you are currently only counting the three best for me, which is
correct.
awesome because we're through 5 races, so it makes my life easy when you do this. So,
Yes,
Jack versus Austin, round one. Again, like
feel
we
like it.
just talked about, Austin could be the guy to late restart. That could be an upset. That could be UMBC right there.
Yeah,
Um, you know, we got so Jack Austin, our 2-15 matchup. Dylan and Cody. Cody still hanging in there.
barely.
He's still hanging in
He's
there. He's
hanging
gonna
in
need
by 0 points
Yeah, he's gonna need some
because
shit to
17th
happen
has the
at
same amount of points.
so what he needs is he's I think gonna need Roten to either not show up or show up and not score a point. Because Roten is 17th and he's tied with him. So there's a three-way tie. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, there's a three-way tie
Yeah,
for 15th right now, which is crazy.
and so
I
that's
just realized
like,
that.
do we get more than 15 on the road course?
I don't think so. I don't know that
Yeah,
I
so
couldn't tell you the last time we had. So
yeah,
but as we've discussed, and I'll make official here, if Cody is outside man, and we have someone who is in who knows they're not going to make a race in the tournament and doesn't want to waste a spot, they can work out a trade, bump everybody, put Cody at 16. We'll
sure.
talk about that. We'll cross that bridge when it gets there. Um,
It
our
would be
3 and
very
14.
awesome if he could just make it,
Yeah,
like
I think
based
it would
off
be
of
really
his
cool
one race.
too.
That would
Yeah,
be
it'd
awesome.
be it'd be awesome. Our 3 and 14 matchup, we have Owen versus Drift. Good
Okay,
matchup there. Uh,
especially at
you
Darlington
know,
tire saving.
exactly. Oh my gosh, the tire saving king himself. Our 4 and 13 is yourself versus Devin.
Okay,
Good matchup there.
yeah.
5 and 12 is Brandon Combs versus BC. A couple of BCs cutting it
BC
up there.
versus BC,
Little BC off right there. Who
incredible.
is the real BC? The winner of that match becomes the
Mm.
real BC. No, I'm just kidding. I'll get too confused. We have to keep
Yes,
Ben Colts as BC. He was the OG BC. So um, let's see, what's that? 5-12. So our 6 and 11 matchup is myself versus Christian, which is like I just something
that
tells me
might be the best matchup.
yeah, it's pretty good so far. It's if Donnelly wasn't in seventh, I was going to say that somehow Donnelly and I are going to wind up in this thing together. But as of right now, we're not in the same brackets against each other. So
Could be
we're,
in the
we wouldn't
finals.
play until we wouldn't play until Chicago if we somehow got there. We wouldn't
Okay,
as the way it sits right now. So I'll
right.
move on to our 7 versus 10, which is Donnelly versus Bender. That's a good matchup right there.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, 8 and 9, Travis and Jared. Unfortunately, Travis is catching the buzzsaw of Jared getting hot. That's going to be a tough one to overcome, but you never know what could happen there. So that's our rundown right now.
I think it will
You know,
actually change a lot with
I,
Sonoma
I
because
I think so too. It's I might kind of fart around with this week and just kind of like try to create some fake results and see how much it could move if I put in some
hmm
some scores that I think maybe could happen and just kind of get an idea and kind of cheat ahead a little bit. But yeah, as of right now, I just organized this bracket. I'll save it and share that with the group there. But we are 1 week closer. We got All Star next week, and then Sonoma coming straight out of Sonoma. We go right into the bracket challenge. So I'm looking forward to it. We got some good matchups.
yeah, I think it will change a lot because you look at like I'm in fourth. I think I'll have like at least a top three finish at Sonoma.
Hmm.
I would say that Jared Young will probably have a top three finish. Jared R. Young, so that moves him probably from eighth to like maybe like fifth or fourth if he
I
gets like
also
a top
did.
three.
I realized I did make a slight mistake that I was going to do. That I, as of right now, I have on the bracket that the tiebreak is number of starts.
Oh,
That's
is
kind of
it?
what I was using. That's kind of what I was just using leading up to this. I didn't expect us to have a three-way tie, so I might have to reassess. But if I base it off of that, unfortunately,
Cody
Cody
would be
just
out.
on the outside because he has the one start. Austin and Roten both have more, but
Mm.
I'll reassess that going into next week and determine a better. I just did that randomly because it was. This is a this one doesn't
I
really
would
matter
think it
until
would
we
be
get there, right?
best single finish, like how it would be for the end of the season, right? Like,
And that's probably what I'll wind up doing. I didn't think of that in
yeah,
the moment because again, I had like one or two ties. I think I had one tie at the time, and I was like, this person started more than the other, so I put it on the sheet. So,
right.
but yeah, so that's where we're sitting right now with the bracket. I look forward to seeing how that goes.
I'm super
See if
excited for
anybody
that.
can dethrone some of the really good people. See if our lower seeds can win, or are we just going to get straight chalk? Uh, who knows? If I manage to beat Christian, I got to go on and take on Owen in this. So let's. I'm trying to come up with some scenarios here. So let's say Jack goes on and defeats 16 seed Austin, Cody, Roden, whoever that may be,
Okay.
and the battle of Travis and Jared. Like I said, Jared's getting hot. A couple of top fives in a row, and a road course coming up. I think Jared's going to get seated a little higher,
Yeah.
but I think regardless, he could come out on top of that one. Our next round at Iowa would be Jack versus Jared, which I love.
Incredible.
Love that one.
Electric.
Yourself versus Devin. If we go, how about I just go straight chalk here? The straight chalk gives us a round two at Iowa of Jack versus Jared.
Hmm.
It gives us one of you versus Combs.
That's
It
really
gives
good.
us it
At
gives us
Iowa.
Dylan versus Donnelly, and then it gives us Owen versus me.
Yeah,
So round
that's at
two,
Iowa. Yeah.
yeah, round two could get a little interesting, and then we could get to the final round, or we could get to round three, and if we're just straight chalking, we'd have Dylan, Owen, Jack, and yourself,
I mean,
and then Indianapolis, Jack and Dylan. Which I mean, that's the championship battle. So, um, hopefully, we have some shit happen like the real NASCAR one,
I'm
where we
sure it
just have
will.
like
I mean,
chaos ensue.
there is no
If only we
way.
were at a super speedway.
Yeah. Maybe for next season we throw we throw in a super speedway in to start it
Yeah, right.
just to really shake the shit up. I mean, in real life that was kind of a joke, but in this,
It
I
turned
mean,
out to be
if
pretty awesome, though. I'm not gonna
let's
lie.
say we have like, I mean, I'll use two people that aren't here, so I don't like hurt anybody's feelings. Imagine we have like Aaron versus fucking Ron in the final round. Like,
I wouldn't even race. I would just watch.
yeah,
I would take a
nobody
drop
race,
week.
only those two, only those two
I would
race.
take I would take a fucking drop week just to watch.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that would be incredible. No, but I do think like with the way the strategy goes in these races, I mean, it's not always a foregone conclusion that like the faster guy's gonna finish better. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I'm super excited for that to start. Before it does start, though, we have the All Star race, which I feel like we're gonna have some news pretty soon.
Yes, very soon. I would
Maybe
say
even
either
before this podcast releases.
yep, definitely I would think probably by the end of the week or something. Very 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 soon, more details to come. Owen and Judd, I'm going to be pretty much out of pocket starting Friday with a
Mm,
really busy week at work. So I told those guys, I said, "Hey, you guys come up with a format, come up with what you want." And you guys are kind of running the show there. They've been kicking ass. The oval's been running hot. We've been doing some testing. I think they've been doing a lot on their own too, and I think we found the perfect formula to provide some pretty good racing. And they got some pretty cool formats and ideas with it. So it's something that I'm pretty bummed that I have to miss. Dylan and I are both going to be out next week, but um,
mm.
yeah, from what I've seen, seems really cool. I kind of want to take part in it, but um, you know, one less driver in the open. Everyone can not have to worry about me dominating the open.
Yes.
Just kidding. I don't
The
think I would
Open
do that.
is one of my favorite things to watch every season, so
It
um,
is.
I'm looking forward to that. And then
I
after the
hate
All
how much I
Star,
participate in it, but
well, that that is just one of those things, I guess. I don't
it
know.
happens. Exactly.
Um,
I just got to win more races.
yeah, and I mean, with the way this schedule is in this car, I mean,
You guys make it fucking hard, but it's okay.
after the All Star race, we have Sonoma. I have the road course stats up here. Give
Well,
me
I have just the
let's.
Sonoma stats because we've done one race there. So,
Well,
um,
that race, we could talk about that race a little bit. I won
I
by a lot. and that wasn't really representative because um, Joe was down here in the Dallas area for something for work, and we met up and hung out, and he was telling me about that race, and he held up Owen on old tires for like 15 laps, which is why I won by so much because Owen just could not pass Joe. As we know, Joe is one of the harder people to pass in this league when he shows up.
And
Um,
Sonoma, tough to make
Sonoma as
passes.
well. It is a difficult track to make passes on. So, um, yeah, give me your thoughts on Sonoma.
I mean, personally, I love the track. As much as I don't like perform super stellar on our road courses, I can get around and I can keep it clean. So, judging by what I see here from the last time that or from the one time we did race here, it looks like I managed to not do that because I have 10 incident points and 17 passes. So I think that was one of those classic races where I'd like to do what I used to do on road courses where I just make a mistake early and then spend the whole rest of the race trying to pass people and catch back up to where I think I should be. So yeah, I finished like a second behind Daniel, but and about 9 ahead of Nick. But yeah, I think
Jeez, it was a
like I love
54
I
lap race.
yeah, I don't think we'll have that. I don't
No,
lap time being 118 in the Xfinity. I don't know that we'll be faster in this car
it's
just
gonna
because
be
we how
about.
much we have to crawl around the corners.
It's probably gonna be 42 laps. I've done some testing.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. I like it.
yeah,
I like it.
it'll be 41 or 42 laps.
But like I love this track, so like I'm cool with it. I'm looking forward to it. I'm just gonna go out and try and do the best I can, keep it clean, don't make mistakes, and just try to bring home a top five. That's really all that I can hope for. Because when I look at the lineup, you know, I got about 5 or 6 guys I think can beat me on those tracks. A couple other guys that I think I'm right there with. So I think I just got to go out and do the best I can. I'm going to put some practice in as much as I can leading up to it to try and figure it out because I've not driven this Gen 4 on a road course yet, and I know it's going to be a handful. So
It definitely
it'll be
is.
fun. It'll be a lot of fun. We did enact this year. Sorry, we elected to do the cautions are going to stick around, but there's only a 50% chance of those cautions happening now. So it
Big
may
fan of
come
this.
out, it may not. So I really look forward to that, to seeing what happens the first time in use of this. And Owen's essentially going to just have the app and stash it away. He can basically tell it. From what I learned from Aaron, you can tell it when the window is, and it doesn't actually tell you when it's going to print it, or I'm sorry, throw it.
Uh huh.
And so you just tell it a range, and then he'll have iRacing up, and he has 3 screens, so he won't even have a way to look and see, and then the program will just automatically decide whether we get one or not. And part of me hopes it does, but also part of me hopes it doesn't.
I
Could be
personally
interesting to see.
hope it does not.
Of course,
Um, obviously.
yeah,
So just to clarify, it can't come out in the first 10 minutes or the last 15. Is that correct?
I believe that's right.
Okay.
Yes,
Um, yeah. So, I mean, the testing I've done, the tire wear is not bad, like at all. Which is
that's good.
shocking for this car. Like, they're the best tires I have ever seen in a stock car in this game. Um, like to give you an example, in a 35 lap run, I was running my fastest lap on the lap 35s. Now,
Oh, wow.
granted, I was not pushing super hard on laps, 1 through 5 because I'm trying to make it the whole time, but in every other car that's literally impossible. I mean, there's no shot you can do that. So,
I mean, that's
um
like GT level stuff where
yeah.
like you know um
I mean, you're not even in every
like
other car. You're not even within like a second and a half. No matter how hard you try.
yeah, that's crazy. That's because that's like what happens with the GT car where you don't wear your tires that much, and then once the car gets lighter in the fuel, you wind up running your last lap as you're about or your fastest lap as you're
Yeah,
about to come to the pits. Like that's very it's very stock car like.
yeah, I agree. I mean, it'll be a unique race. There's some choices with the strategy, like I do know that you can make it on a one stop, you can make it on a no stop if you save fuel the the proper way.
Wow.
So I mean, there's going to be choices with the strategy, which aside from where my expertise is on the road courses, that's why I hope it goes green because there's a lot of choices you can make with the strategy, and the time difference is really not that much. So, um, yeah, I mean, we'll
See my
see.
ass saving fuel right away.
Yeah, you have to like clutch it every lap, but you can make it, and because you're not making a pit stop, it's around the same time. I'm not gonna say if it's faster or slower, but
I'm slow enough too that I like got like clutching it and just being slower
yeah,
naturally. I might just do be able to do so. So it's
I,
something
I
to keep in
think
mind.
I think that's a legitimate strategy for some people to take. Like if you can if you can get the flow down, like the way I did it, I was like clutching almost every braking zone and braking with my right foot, so it was a little bit weird, but if you can figure it out, like that is a legitimate strategy to take is doing a no stop because it's 55 minutes. It's about 42 laps no matter which way you slice it. So you finish
Hmm.
with like you when I've done it, I've finished with less than a lap of fuel, but I finished. So
Wow. Well, that's
there
interesting.
are options. Now I figured I'd try it because I tried it for Watkins Glen last season, and you could make it the full distance, but the saving fuel was so slow it didn't even matter. Like it was
Yeah.
20
That-
seconds slower. But this one is very close. So and that's with my pace, but I would assume with anybody's pace, it's going to be close,
yeah.
no matter how fast you're running. So, yeah, things to think about. And then if you're trying to fuel save and the caution comes out, then you get that track position. Like that changes everything.
That's a good
So
point. You get to pit and then get the track position. Yeah.
yeah,
That's a
so
great point. Wow.
the strategy of this race will be all over the place. I think and I hope. So, um, we'll see. We'll see.
I look forward to it. It's like we've talked. It's going to be a handful. It's going to be interesting to drive this car on a road course.
Like
And
I will say the tire wear is not hardly anything, but the car is still very difficult to drive on the road course. Like
yeah, that's the
it
thing,
is
right?
still
Tire wear.
very difficult to drive.
Yeah, tire wear, Schmeier wear. If you look at the gas pedal the wrong way, it's going to loop around. So
Yes,
like um, there's you can save tire all you want, but you still got to pilot the thing around the track and keep it on the pavement. So that's
it
that's
is it
that's
is a
going to be. I
handful.
think that's going to be the tough part. The fuel saving tire stuff. That's easy compared to managing this car and keeping it on the track.
Well, that's another thing. Like if you can figure out how to drive it somewhat fast with fuel saving, it's easier to drive because you're not driving it as hard. So,
That's my
and I mean
specialty.
that's my advice. That's my advice to everybody on these road courses is don't
Yep.
is try less. Like
Yeah.
drive slower and you will go
Slow is
faster. It
fast.
sounds so cliche, but that is the way to do it. I mean,
Yeah.
um,
You're 100% right.
that is especially with this beast of a car that we have. Like all this horsepower, it is tough to get it around there. But yeah,
Let's
I'm super excited.
let's dive into the points and then we'll go get ready for Judd Carr. Let's we can wrap it up there
Oh, just the points
with
rundown.
that
Yeah, that sounds good.
yeah, let's take a look at that. I know we've been yapping it up for a little bit and
Definitely.
I already kind of forgot what happened at Rockingham. Definitely didn't wreck anybody or anything. So right now we're sitting we got a 1 point difference between first and second right now.
Spicy.
Already off to a great start with the points battle. Um, Dylan and Jack. Jack has the lead, 96 points. Dylan is 1 point behind him. Jack with only one win, Dylan with two, but Jack's got some other really good finishes
Hmm.
as opposed to Dylan. So he's got that 1 point advantage.
We didn't even
Um,
highlight this. Two second place finishes in a row for Jack.
oh, wow, you're right. I see
The
that now,
last
29
three
and 30. Yep.
races, he's been 1-2-2. So that's
Wow,
incredible. Uh,
that's pretty good.
that's Jack doing Jack things.
Yeah, that's pretty good. After a shitty start by his standards, he just goes and wins Rockingham and then hasn't taken his foot off the gas. So
Yeah.
good on him there. Third place, Owen. He's only what eight points back from
Yep.
Jack. So definitely still in range, and he's had two rough weeks. So I don't see this continuing. because Michigan, he got wrecked twice, and I know that because I was involved in both of them. Not cause, but I was
Involved.
an innocent bystander to both of them. They both happened right in front of me, and I saw the number 17 out my windshield twice, the door number. So
Never what you want to
that
see.
tells you about, yeah, never great. So I don't expect that to continue, especially because Owen's good at road courses. I expect him to have a good week this week, um, and stay right there in that battle. Maybe even, he maybe, in my opinion, might even have a better week than the two that are ahead of him. So, my thoughts
I
are
would
kind
not
of
argue with you on that.
my thoughts are, my prediction is a podium that is you, Jared, and Owen, in any order. Just like not in any
Yeah.
specific order. Just take the three of you and just some sort of order.
Now, something to
And
mention
those,
with that though is I don't think we really know how good Jack is on road courses
yeah,
because
you're right.
Chicago was like weird because it's Chicago, right? So
I think it was also like his first time driving the track,
yeah,
if
but
I
then
remember
on
correctly.
Watkins Glen, he came out and he was the fastest driver. Like
Yeah,
he was faster than Owen and I. Now, I think he finished behind me and Owen, but he was faster than both of us. Like
yeah.
cards on the table, he was definitely faster. So, is that
Did he
because
speed? Isn't that what happened? Did he speed on
uh
pit road?
I think
I
he
feel like
did.
something
He
weird
did. He
happened.
did, but he
Yeah.
still came back to finish third. So,
Yeah.
is
Well,
that
he got.
just
I know. I remember he was with me on pit lane. He got lucky with the caution. The caution kind of saved him, and
yeah.
then he had to gain some spots late, but he managed to do so because he was so fast. So,
Yes.
um,
Now, is
so
that because it was Watkins Glen and he's good at Watkins Glen? I think he had another league that ran there like the day before, so
yes, I
did
remember
he
that.
did he have like a lot of practice there, or is he like is he is he legit on road courses? I mean, Sonoma is going to be a good gauge of that, I think.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good tell. I mean, if I just picked my top three, but I put him,
Right.
right behind you guys there. So, you know,
And then like
that'll be.
just I know we just left Sonoma, but like yourself, Dylan, and Christian are also, and Donnelly I'd throw in there as well. Like you guys are pretty solid on road courses if you can keep it on the road. So,
Mhm. Yep,
um,
I agree.
I mean, yeah, I'm excited for Sonoma if you couldn't tell.
Yeah, I am
Um,
too. So
moving on.
our points race is tight here. So our top four. So we got, it's like 1 and 2 are separated by a point. 2 and 3 separated by 2 points. So there's two really good separate battles right there. And then once we get down to the sixth place, which is held by me, there is a little bit of a gap. I got about 15 points on Donnelly. Jared's creeping up. I expect him to take a big jump next week because he's going to probably, hopefully, get a good finish. So I expect him to be right back up in the mix with me and probably uh, close to passing me. Right. So
Right.
I don't think I'll have that bad of a finish, but I think going into Darlington, Jared and I will be very, very close in points.
Yeah.
Regardless of whether I have a good race or not, because a good race for me is fifth or sixth place at a road course. Um, so I think Jared crawls into that. Travis sitting there, 42 points, had a good, solid little start to his season. He's had a lot of really good runs. He's had some tough
Yeah.
finishes. I think that's what I've noticed from Travis so far. He's like, there's been a lot of times where he's been fast in this car and has been up there mixing it up, and then things have just unfolded where he doesn't get to finish and show off that speed that he did have with a good quality finish. But he has had, his best three are pretty solid finishes. I believe, let's see, he has three top tens through five races already, so that's a great start to the season for him there.
Yep.
Doesn't have a top five yet, but I don't see, I don't see a world where he can't get one going forward. With, like I said, the speed he has, if he can just turn that into a finish sometimes, and not avoid making mistakes, I think he could get up there and mix it up. So, he's right there at 42 points. He's only seven behind Jared, and then he's gonna have himself a good little battle. It looks like with Bender and Christian and BC and Devin. And once Cody comes back, like I think that middle of the pack there is gonna get a little dicey.
Yeah.
I hope to stay away from that. Last year, I put myself into that mid pack battle, and it didn't benefit me. So, but yeah, I think that's gonna heat up here. If you get Austin start running well, Cody comes back. Devin and BC do what they do. Roten comes back, starts getting some point. Judd starts trying to crawl back, right? Like that's gonna get a little hairy in the middle there with the
Yeah.
way we currently have the points. So, I look forward to keeping an eye on that because that's going to be fun all season.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm Roten missed yesterday. He's definitely going to
Mhm.
go up the points. I'm really looking forward to see what Judd can do. Like, remember this moment when he's in 18th, and then he comes back and
Yeah,
finishes fifth in the points. Like,
exactly. And again, I think last season it was pretty close to like I don't think he was down 18th, but I think he
no,
was down there a bit and still managed to come back. So and make a charge and make a pretty good comeback. So I expect him to do that same thing again.
yeah. And then we got our two. I think Steve and Sab did some races last season, but are we calling them the rookies this season?
I'll say I think Steve managed one race and then had some shit break. So I'll give Steve rookie. I believe Sabatino competed in a
I think he did like
handful of races
3 or
last season.
4.
I'm on it.
Like, what qualifies? How many starts do you have to do before you're not a rookie anymore?
Good question.
I mean, we got to have a rookie of the year battle though.
Yeah, yeah. That's he started 4 races last season. So I'm sorry, 5. And Steve actually started 4. So maybe we'll just call them rookies
I
just to
mean,
have the
they
fun
started
battle.
the least before they came into this season, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah,
and also that's a tight battle. Like that would
yeah.
be that's a legitimate rookie battle. I mean, last season Jack was a fucking rookie, so that wasn't even fun.
Yeah, that's true.
Um,
That's
so yeah, our rookie of the year battle is very tight. Only 6 points separating
I
them.
like it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Looking forward to a good rest of the season. I don't know if we have really anything else to talk about. Judd Car starts
I think we
tonight.
covered a lot, man. We
Yeah,
were yapping it up.
yeah, we're at 67 minutes, I think. So,
Yep. And
um,
we're crawling out of the TCRs and hopping straight into the street stocks for 50 laps at Michigan for our
beautiful
Wednesday
stuff.
series making the handoff from ZGP to Judd Carr in a beautiful way. Not even a week off. Judd just said, "Fuck it, we're going racing right away, boys," and I love it. I'm here
We're
for it.
not gonna have a week off after Judd Car either. We're going straight back.
Man, that's a beautiful thing.
I mean, we gotta have some
That's
Wednesday night fun. What are we doing?
I look. I agree. I couldn't agree more. So,
Your
um,
thoughts on the ZGP car for next season?
I think I voted. I believe I voted for the M2 just because I really enjoy driving that car. I like a nice rear wheel drive race car. So like Miata M2, like all those things really kind of tickle my fancy. Where it's a lot of
Sure.
drive and not a lot of aero. When it
What are
comes to
your
like
thoughts
the
on the supercar?
supercar, is right hand drive,
Right.
and that's about the only thought I have on it because I don't have a lot of time in it. I drove the old one like when it became free, but I honestly don't even think I own the new one.
Okay.
So I have no accurate data to report back on my thoughts on the supercar.
Okay.
But I would do it and I would happily go out there and finish fourth every week and just like I did last season.
The jury's still out on what we're gonna do.
Mhm.
There will be another poll that goes out. In the first poll, you could vote for multiple cars. In this one, we've narrowed it down to a few, and you'll get to
I
vote
like
for
it.
one. So, um, we're probably gonna go with the
Oh,
one that people vote for the most, so we can get the most people out every week because that's what it's all about.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
I would love the
As
M2. I would love the
CRS
supercar.
admin I can as CRS admin I can recommend going with the one that people vote for the most is a positive thing
Yeah.
to do
Right.
rather than just ignore people.
Yeah. Definitely. Um,
Yeah.
well, yeah. Let's get to some Judd Car. Thank you
Yeah.
guys for listening. Leave a like, follow us on Spotify, all that good stuff, and we'll see if I can get somebody to co-host after the All Star race next week. We can
Yes,
talk about some
definitely
NASCAR playoffs. Um,
definitely get on that and I can send in some notes of my thoughts that you can share for me
I will be
when it
happy
comes to
to do it.
NASCAR stuff.
I'll be happy to do it.
But
When
yeah,
make sure to give us your thoughts on Cody Ware making it into the playoffs.
dude, I want it to happen so bad. I think
He's in my fantasy this week. I will say that.
my
I don't think
prediction
anybody in my league listens. So
my prediction is that uh RCR got their redemption for Richmond last year this week. I think they get redemption for the Harrison Burton win this week.
oh,
I think back to back weeks
you're
of
following
RCR
your heart,
redemption.
dude.
Yep.
You're
I
following
think
your
a
heart.
I think a Kyle Busch win is borderline inevitable.
Listen,
Uh,
I just don't put any money on it. I will join you in the hoping of this,
I
but
think he's the favorite. I
you
wouldn't.
cannot bet with your heart. It especially when it's on Kyle Busch
No, dude.
because it will leave you heartbroken every time.
If I was to bet, I'm putting $5 on Riley Herbst, and I'm going to see what happens.
Oh, that would be incredible.
Or like Cole Custer. You know, give me a Cole Custer win.
I want Cody Ware, dude, or Casey Mears.
I want anyone that's behind 33rd in points to win.
Yeah,
and just blow up the system.
it's
And
blow it up even
and
more than it already has.
also if a random like 30 something point person wins, that just helps SVG make the next round because he's probably better than that person on the season, right? So
Yeah,
all he has to do is get to the round with the Roval. Like I want SVG to win a championship this year and then like
and then retire.
Just the ultimate proof that the playoff system needs a little reworking. I don't want to
Yes.
go and use the full word broken and overreact like some people, but I will say imagine he points his way through the first round. We was 4 wins, so he's already got a good bit of playoff points heading into the first round. And then he manages the first round and then goes and dominates the Roval. And then wins Talladega.
Yes.
And now we're
Then
at Phoenix.
He gets to the Final Four, and Kyle Larson blows a tire. Denny Hamlin's pit crew
Larson
messes
isn't
up.
making the Final Four. That fucking bum.
Okay, Christopher Bell blows a tire. Denny Hamlin's pit crew messes up, and
Bubba Wallace loses a tire.
yes, and then Ross Chastain takes out William Byron going for the win, and SVG is the only one
left.
Like
the dream Final Four of Austin Dillon, Bubba Wallace.
Oh my God,
Josh
SVG.
Berry, and SVG.
Yes,
that's what I want. I don't want to see any good drivers up there. I don't want to see. That's my Final Four right there. That's what I want. That's my dream scenario. That would keep the playoffs forever.
Yeah, I think it actually would. I was gonna say they'd throw it out, but I think you're right. I think they would just keep it forever.
They'd be like, look what it did. Look at the Final Four.
Yeah. These 4 guys that nobody knows about made the Final Four.
Oh my God.
I guess except for Bubba. People know Bubba. I mean,
it wouldn't even be fair. Bubba would dominate that Final Four. I'm not even gonna lie. He's so much better than all 3 of those other guys on ovals. Yeah.
Short track.
But I like I trust. That's true. That's true. And Penske's pretty good there.
Yeah.
Be a good battle between Barry and Bubba for the championship.
That would be good.
And then, the consolation bracket of Austin Dillon versus SVG.
Yeah. Well, we will. How about this? You can send in your bracket because I'm sure they will have some sort of mechanism online that is super, super complicated to use because they can't do anything on the website, right? But I'm sure they'll have
and you also
you
can't screenshot it or download it. You have to submit it and then receive it via email. I don't understand their website.
Me neither. Crazy. Their website and app are. We could have a whole podcast about how terrible
the app. I'm coming around on the app because I actually have found a way to make it useful.
It is. I mean,
it's
fine.
Yeah, no.
You can see what you want to see, but it's not pretty, and it glitches
out.
Well,
they're not alone. They're not alone because I do the F1 fantasy with a couple of my buddies, and there's no app I hate more than the F1 app and the fantasy function. Oh, it's awful.
I use Grid Rival for F1 fantasy.
It's also really confusing the way they do their scoring. I don't like it. You can only move a certain amount of people a week. You got if you do move someone and you weren't supposed to, it's a pain in the ass. So anyway,
yeah. Well, yeah, you can fill out your bracket and we'll go over it with whoever jumps on here with me.
I like it.
Yeah, well, let's get this Judd car going. Thank you guys for listening.
Yep.
We'll catch you next week. See you.
Bye.